I wanted to ask you, I mean, I believe you were first on board. What was it about the script that made you say, oh, I want to be in this movie?
Well, I had been looking to do a romantic comedy, and what I really liked about this one was sort of the not only the fun of it, but was the message, the sort of subtle message through it about letting go of things, letting go of your ambition per se, and really being open to the life that might be in store for you if you do that. And I think that was, you know, we were sort of heading into a bad part of our recession, and I think that was an important message about happiness, that it doesn't take things to make you happy.
I agree with
yeah,
that.
so I was really, really happy with that, and I loved the heart of it, and I loved the idea of shooting in Ireland. So there was a lot that attracted me to it.
How do you see Anna?
I see her as somebody who tries to control her world in order to make herself feel safe, and has an idea of everything that she's supposed to do and everywhere that she's supposed to be in her life in order to sort of be in line with how she wants to see herself. But at heart, and I think what she discovers in Ireland and that Declan can already see, is that she's really just terrified, and really, if anything goes out of control, she's actually going to have to look at herself, and that's not something she's really ready to do until the experience she goes through.
What would you say you have in common with her? I mean, are you a planner also? Are you more sort of, don't worry, things will figure themselves out?
I'm not necessarily a planner, but I wouldn't say that I'm laid back. I tend to worry a lot. Like, I don't plan, but I like to worry, so I don't know what that makes me.
I really like how intelligent this comedy is, because
Thank you.
That trip from not liking each other to liking each other is a believable one.
Thank you.
Do you agree with me there?
I think that Anand did such a great job at creating that story, and I think what I recognized, and I imagine Matthew recognized, you know, from seeing his performance, is that these are two people who, on the onset, probably have a very strong attraction to one another, but that's just irritating, you know, and that's sort of part of what fuels this fighting and the bickering is this sort of this pull towards each other, and the world sort of forcing them to be with each other, forcing them to be together, and as hard as they try to sort of stay apart, they keep coming back together.
I mean, why is that? What is it about Declan and Anna? I mean, what do they like and dislike about each other?
I mean, I guess you'd have to ask Matthew what Declan hates about Anna or likes about her. But I know with Anna, I think she loves, she feels safe with him in a strange way. He's somebody who challenges her, who makes her think, who makes her look at herself, and as scary as that is, it's exciting to her. It makes her feel, you know, and I think that's something she's probably shut down a long time ago, and he really makes her feel, and that's she's missed that, you know.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about Matthew. I mean, I think he's an excellent actor.
He is. He's exquisite.
What was he like to work with?
He was so good. He's such a good actor, you know, and it was so fun to find out how funny he could be and how free he could be, and to see how much he enjoyed making fun of my character. He really seemed to relish it, which I think the audience loves, is watching him, his enjoyment of my discomfort. And he's intelligent, and he's thought out, and you know, I think there are some actors who would go in and just throw it away, but he really put a lot of energy and time and thought into Declan, and I so appreciated that, because I tend to work like that, where even if I'm in a comedy, I put a lot of thought into the character, and Matthew's the same way, and I really respected that.
And you're also surrounded by other great actors. I mean, I think Adam is great as your boyfriend, and John
Isn't
Lithgow as
he?
your father. I think
Isn't
he's
he
brilliant.
fantastic? He looks like a homeless man in a paisley tie. Like, it's fantastic.
Can you talk about working with him a bit?
John was he really is, for me, this like iconic character. You know, I remember watching him in The World According to Garp when I was younger, playing that amazing role, and just continuously watching him evolve as an actor, and then to get to work with him and to have him play my father. There's some scenes that aren't in the movie some sort of a very touching scene at the end, and he really just brought such warmth and such heart, and it was just such an honor to get to work with him after watching him for so many years.
And Adam also brings a lot of credibility to your relationship and to your character and to who you are in the movie. I think is important also.
Yeah, absolutely. What I love about him is that he's so lovable, but so wrong for Anna. Just he's so wrong. But Adam has an amazing ability to make even the most sort of crass of characters seem somewhat lovable, and you can see how she would be attracted to him or find that to be a really suitable match. But at the same time, he's just maybe not the right guy for her.
Ireland is another character in the movie, and I think
It
an
is.
important one. That you actually have the luxury of shooting there. That doesn't always happen in cinemas, you know.
Yeah.
Can you talk a bit about that experience?
Absolutely. It was, I do feel like Ireland was so important to the movie, and Anand did such a great job at finding these amazing locations that had such character and such beauty, and at the same time were so unpredictable. So at any given moment it could be completely windy and then sunny and then rainy, and it really helped me understand how a place could be an antagonist. And it seemed that Ireland sort of matched Declan in that way, where it made her just surrender, because there is no controlling the weather. There's no controlling the elements. And at the same time, behind all of this unpredictability and all of this sort of struggle, there's this extreme beauty that when you stop fighting it and just take a step back and look at it, there's extreme beauty to behold. And that's very much how I see the character of Declan. So it seems that the two antagonists in the movie work together to get Anna to where she's supposed to be.
A lot of the merit is Anand, and you've mentioned him several times.
Yeah.
What is he like?
Anand is the most gentle soul you'll ever meet. He's so lovely, and he has such a great sense of the heart of a film, and such a strong aesthetic, and how an environment can be a character. And that was something that was really important to me heading into this film. And at the same time, he really brought forward a very old-fashioned feel that I know I've always wanted to do, that sort of more old-fashioned film. You know, it felt although it was very modern in the ideas and concepts, sort of the relationship between them seemed like something we've seen in sort of a bygone era of Hollywood. So Anand really was able to capture that.
Speaking of old-fashioned and of tradition, what do you think of that leap year tradition?
I think it's awesome. But it dates back, it's a very old-fashioned tradition in Ireland. It dates back to the 16th century. So although it seems quite modern, it's a very old-fashioned tradition. But I do think that, you know, in a more modern relationship, it can work for the couple if that's something that fits in their relationship. Like for me personally, I was tempted with my fiancé, but I knew that wouldn't work for him. You know, I knew that it was really, I tend to be very strong in our relationship, and I'm a very independent, strong-willed woman. And so I knew that would just be too much, you know. I knew that was something that he would want to do.
You know what I like about this film? I enjoyed it a lot, and sometimes romantic comedies seem like they're only towards a female audience. I think this movie works, but both men and women will enjoy it.
I
wanted
agree.
to ask if you agree with me, and what did you think of the film when you saw it completed?
I agree with you. I think men will really enjoy this film. It's one of those films that does have so much to offer to both. I think part of it I credit so much to Matthew and to Declan, because he's so masculine. And I'm not saying any other people in romantic comedies are not masculine, but that character is all man, and you never ask him to be anything less. And when I saw the finished product, I was so happy at how not only was it Anna's story, but it was Declan's journey as well. And that was so refreshing. Sometimes you focus on one or the other in a story, but this seemed to be two people coming together instead of just one person finding their way.
Couldn't agree with you more.